felt relief when I saw him on his deathbed. My family would finally be free of his manipulations. I would finally be free of the emotions that I was holding against him. But what was even life like not walking on eggshells trying to please him? What was life like? See, I'm nervous. What was life like? I didn't have to prove myself to him anymore. What was life like when the father figure I only knew was dying? My grandfather was known for so many things. He was a good brother. He was an entrepreneur. He was loyal. He was kind. All of these things he was when the door was open. But when the door was closed, that's the man that really shaped who I was becoming. I had become frail, lifeless, perfectionist, lost, confused, anxious, and to a certain point I was fake. On the outside I looked so happy, but on the inside I was miserable. I was afraid of everything. I lacked self-worth. And what was self-love? I didn't even know what self-love was. I looked up to this man, and he's the one who shaped my thoughts, my beliefs, and my fears. When he finally died, and I mean this in the most empathetical way, I was sitting at the edge of the bed, looking at everyone that was around me. There was about 10 of us. My mom, my grandma, my aunt, my uncle. And I all watched them grieve and cry over this man that was lying before us. And all of these people were grieving at the man he was when the door was open. But me, it was almost a feeling of relief, a feeling of freedom. I hadn't realized until that moment how powerless I felt in his presence. And just a week prior to that whole event, I was here in Halifax, in my home, and I was going through the worst panic attacks I had ever gone through. My heart rate was so high that my Fitbit recorded, if you guys don't know what Fitbit is, you need to check it out. My Fitbit recorded that I was doing a HIIT workout, or a high intensity workout for 30 minutes, but really, I was in a ball in my living room. My anxiety attacks weren't unusual. They became part of my daily life. At 24 years old, you're supposed to have the bull by the horns. You're supposed to live life, have fun, create memories, and here I am, feeling broken, feeling like I don't know who I am, losing all self of identity. And this wasn't unusual. I had been going through this for about 2 years now already. And during this specific moment, I knew there was another one coming, another anxiety attack. I felt my heart was racing, my muscles were tensing up, my breathing was getting shallow. I didn't want to call my mom again because I didn't want to scare her. I had called 2 of my best friends already that morning. What would they say that would make things better? They didn't know what to say to me. They didn't know how to fix me. And I knew another one was coming. Maybe I should just face the fact that this is who I'm meant to be. And during this whole time of feeling powerless, I can hear his voice in the background, telling me how worthless I am, telling me that I wouldn't amount to anything. I felt so defeated. He didn't believe in me. He didn't care. He called me plenty of names I probably shouldn't say in public. He called me loser, fat. Maybe those were true. Maybe I should just own up to them, because every point in my life right now was leading to that. I had a bachelor's degree and I didn't like it. I was doing a shit job that I disliked, and I'm 24 years old and I'm miserable with my life. All the limiting beliefs came from him. I had allowed all of these beliefs to become me and who I was. And I didn't think I had that power to choose who I'd become. I thought that's who I was just meant to be. As this panic attack is growing and growing, and I lose all sense of self, I don't know where I am. I don't know how long it's been. I remember around 8 years old when we had this bonding time, me and him. We played cards, which is what he liked to do, I didn't like to do. I didn't like to play cards. Of course, he beat me at cards. I'm 8 years old. Like, it's clear. I don't remember who was there. I don't remember what card game we played. I don't remember anything. I just remember the outcome of this. He looked at me. He grinned, and he started laughing right in my face. And he started telling me how pathetic I was for thinking that I would actually win, that I would actually succeed in something. So all of this is going through my mind during this panic attack. Now, the day that he passed away was January 17th, 2016. That was the day that my light finally shined brighter. I don't know if he gave me the strength to become brighter, or maybe I just finally stopped believing that I could make him proud. But something changed in me in that day. It was like I snapped out of it. I snapped out of that trance. All these years I had allowed him to bully me, to disrespect me, to call me names, to treat me like garbage, essentially living my teen years just to please him, being the perfect student, being the perfect granddaughter, working 2 jobs, doing all of these things just so he would be proud of me. All of this just to hear how proud I am of you, Stephanie, or I love you, Stephanie. That's all I really wanted to hear. I wanted the love of the only true father figure I had. And in that moment, when I sat at the foot of his bed, I vowed to myself that I would never give the power to anyone else again. And I'm proud to say that that was the last day that I felt any anxiety whatsoever. That anxiety attack that I just mentioned was the last anxiety attack I've ever had since. It's almost been 2 years now. And today I choose to live my life to the fullest. I choose to say hell yes to the things that make me happy and no to the things I don't want to do. I choose to be the better version of myself, and I choose me. I'm worthy by just being me. I don't have to prove myself to anyone anymore, and I won't ever do that again. So I've learned a lot from this man. I choose to see it that way because I don't want to be the victim. I choose to learn, become better, because even in his death, he doesn't have that option to control me and my emotions anymore.